Alright, take two. Switch around. Yeah. Alright, introduce.
Alright, my name is Derek Ash. I will be mediating this trial run, or role-playing run. San Jose State University, 22 years old, looking to mediate this conversation.
My name is Kevin Walker. I will also be helping mediate. I'll also be helping mediate this conflict you guys have. Also, San Jose State student, comm major, aviation minor. Used to be a conflict manager a while ago, so hopefully this will help out a little bit. So to start, I just want to let you guys know that we're gonna each give you guys a chance to talk and share your side of the story. The bathroom's right around the corner. I got water, and we don't want too much. We don't want any interruptions. We want you guys to be able to, basically tell your part. We don't want any hostility. You don't want anything to get out of hand.
Just try to do this in a respectful manner.
Exactly. We're all grown-ups here, so.
Yep, we're all grown-ups, and we just like to get this done and try to find a resolution to this. Could you guys introduce yourselves, please?
Sure. I'm Kaveh Misbahi, San Jose student, comm major. I will be Miss Peters.
For you?
Alvin Pond, comm major. I am Mr. Wilson. Mr. Wilson!
So from our background reading on this situation, Miss Peters would like to build a fence. Her neighbor, Mr. Wilson, is not being very cooperative with it. He agreed to do the fence, but he hasn't done it in a time that she's okay with. Now they've come to us to find a resolution, and this is their go at.
Also, I'm 30 years old and I'm Caucasian.
60 years old and I'm African American.
Okay. Good to keep in mind.
All right, so this is Wilson.
So Mrs. Wilson.
Okay.
Peterson.
Peters.
Sorry, Mrs. Peterson.
Miss Peters.
Thank you.
Peterson.
I'd like to just start off we had a really good agreement about having this fence put between our houses. Just because obviously the fences before, you could see they were deteriorating, they were broken, they needed to be replaced. We came to an agreement that you would work on it, and from what I remember, it seemed like you were gonna get on it, not just lay around the house, get drunk, and just And I moved here 2 years ago. And I've been enjoying this neighborhood and everything, and now I'm coming to a certain point in my life, I needed a little more income, so I'm gonna have people come through my house and living roommate. Obviously, I've given them promises and ideas that we're gonna have a fence and the privacy that they do need and deserve, and for some reason, it doesn't seem that you care that much that they want that.
So, Ms. Peters, from my understanding, you want to, since you have tenants at your house where you're renting rooms out, you want to put this fence up to make your house more desirable, provide some sense of privacy, I'm assuming?
Yes. It looked better on the market. It helped me get more, get the rooms to be filled, all my tenants there.
Okay.
Obviously, I had to go above and beyond with the situation because of what he has promised. Which did not seem to come to what I thought it was at a certain time. So I got in contact with a friend who offered me a really good deal that I thought would save him time and obviously save both of us a lot of money. I did attempt to try to tell him once or twice, but he was drunk, watching Jeopardy, always.
Okay.
Jeopardy.
How'd you know he was watching Jeopardy?
How do you know I was watching Jeopardy? Exactly.
Because we have no fence. I can see his freaking house.
There you go.
I don't want to see you naked watching Jeopardy anymore. I'm done.
Who said I was naked watching Jeopardy?
I see.
Okay, hold on. Let's just keep this.
Try to keep this respectful.
She's talking.
You said I was naked watching Jeopardy. Was I out?
You wouldn't remember if you were drunk. You wouldn't remember.
Alright, let's just keep this under control, alright?
So why would I be drunk? I teach at a Christian school for little kids. I don't do that stuff.
Mr. Wilson, we need to remember what we said earlier when
Say what?
we're professional, we're adults, and that we'll,
Alright.
let each other talk.
Alright.
We've given Miss Peters some time.
Don't worry,
to
you'll
talk.
get to talk to.
So I've heard her story. How about yours,
Now
Mr.
it's just,
Wilson?
alright.
Thank you.
Okay.
Let's hear your side.
I don't even want to be here.
Okay.
I'm only here because she said that she wants us to talk it out and be civil. And so far she's been on this BS about us working together and negotiating. But why she kind of makes sideways all crazy with this lawyer person threatening a restraining order. Restraining order and to take me to court. Now, that doesn't sound very cooperative to me.
So
Before we even sat down at this mediation,
if I could,
the lawyer already came after me. No.
Didn't you try to yell at me and you pulled out the things? I thought you were gonna come hurt me when you were gonna throw me out those fence.
So
You made me
to
feel
make this
comfortable.
clear, you have looked into contacting your attorney and getting a restraining order against Mr.
Yes,
Wilson.
because he was yelling at both the contractor and myself. He was throwing things
The
around.
contractor wasn't even supposed to be there in the first place. That was not part of the agreement.
I attempted to try to reach out to you, but you did not. You did not have time. Plus, when we talked about the time, you just obviously didn't care of how important it was to me.
Okay. Mr. Wilson, how do you feel?
How do I feel?
What's
I already
your-
told
what's
you
your-
how
what's
I
your, what's
feel.
your stance on this? How do you feel? I know it's hard to be told you're gonna get a possible restraining order and whatnot, but have you tried to cooperate with Ms. Peters on getting this fence done?
We did. Our original agreement was that she's doing renovations, came to talk to me, she was very polite. I said, yeah, okay, I'll work with this lady. She's new to the neighborhood. I've been here for like 20 some odd years. She's been here for like 2 or 3. So welcome to the neighborhood. Thought it'd be nice, nice neighborly thing to do. She said, hey, I'd like to put up this fence. I got tenants and they're gonna be coming in and out. They like their privacy. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I agree. Like I'll buy the materials and I'll put in the labor myself. That's what we agreed on. And I went and bought the stuff. Cost me a little over $1,500, close to $2,000 to get all the things together.
Alright.
And I was starting putting on my stuff, and then putting on the fence on my spare time because I'm 60 years old. I'm not necessarily retirement age is 63, but full benefits 65. So I have time here and there, but I was waiting till when I fully retire. When I'm just sitting at home collecting my Social Security checks, then okay, I have it all day. So I thought I could just mosey on and do my little project. And then one day I come out and this contractor is working on the fence. I'm thinking, what the hell is he doing here? Like, who are you? And he says, your neighbor hired me to put up the fence. Like, she hired you to put up the fence? And then I go and talk to her and she says, oh yeah, the guy's on the fence. And then here's the bill. I'm like, the bill? Lady, I already bought the stuff.
So you were completely caught off guard.
I was caught off guard. I already had the stuff sitting in my garage.
You had the stuff.
Yeah, my materials were in the garage, but he had his own materials, which the bill included for his materials and his labor.
Okay.
But I had already bought the materials and prepared to put in my own work.
Okay. And you told us you spent anywhere from, $1,500 to close to $2,000.
Yeah,
in that range.
I don't remember the top of my head. I had to go get the receipt.
And Ms. Peters, how much has your contractor an estimate of how much it should cost to build this fence?
Well, if I remember, what his price that he offered me was about $3,000.
Okay, $3,000. Okay. Is
See,
that
for $3,000, I could have done that work for you. See this?
So the thing is, you said you had already bought the materials,
Yeah.
but you hadn't started on building.
I had actually started.
Started,
I
okay.
hadn't started.
well? There's from what I've heard, maybe I've heard. I don't know if it's true that Ms. Peters says that you were upset with the contractor's work and you would actually try to destroy his work to prove to him that you didn't want him here. Is
I
that true?
didn't destroy any of his work.
You were yelling. You were yelling and you were throwing things. I was scared. I was frightened for my life.
All I did was I came out of my house when he was gone and I removed the posts that he had put there because I'm not paying for it.
You don't want to pay for
I'm not paying for it. I don't want to pay for it. I'm not going to. Period.
it. Mrs. Peters, how did you feel about him removing work that I contracted for him?
It was really frustrating because obviously I thought I was helping out the situation, and then it got worse by him just making that whole uncomfortable scene of yelling, being aggressive, and eyeballing me through the windows when I'm from across his house to my house. I could see the uncomfortable feeling that he makes me feel while living in my own house. He's giving me.
Can I ask you, while you're in your house when this all was happening, were any of your tenants at the house at the time?
Yes, there was a tenant there who saw him that one time throwing one of the pieces around and yelling and cussing at the house at the same time about something about me or something.
Okay.
All I said was you can't move the damn property line.
Okay.
All I said.
So when you say move the property line, what are you trying to? Is there conflict in within that? Is something not right with inches or?
Her house is just about like 12, 14 inches away, about a foot and 2 inches away from the property line.
Okay.
So technically, this fence is on my property.
Why didn't you say anything about this beforehand, though?
Because I was trying. When we came together, we were talking, and he said, "Okay, as a good neighbor, I'll go ahead and do it for you." All of a sudden, there's a contractor working on my property, and we came together in good faith. As a good neighbor, I said, "Okay, I'll work on it."
So you didn't tell him that the contractor was coming?
I attempted to, but I obviously didn't get through to him.
Get through to me? Wait, get through to me.
I attempted to contact him, and the problem was I was not able to get hold of him, so I went through without the process, without asking him.
Okay.
You attempted to get through to me.
I didn't try. Maybe I didn't try too hard, but I tried, and I honestly I was losing money with my rent. I needed to get roommates in that house, and obviously that house is not filled right now because people still don't feel comfortable if there's no fence up there.
Okay.
Get blinds. Get some curtains. How about that?
We try to keep this respectful, guys.
Yeah,
I know it's hard, but
Alright.
that is a proposition. But I think that you guys have agreed on the fence, so we're gonna try with that. That is an option.
That was the original agreement. Was the fence? Original agreement was the
Okay.
fence.
Okay.
But right now it sounds like something else is going on. I ain't having it.
I don't know why you never just told me a good set date or an idea of when you were gonna do it. To me, it seemed like you were slacking and you didn't put any time into it. You were being more lazy and doing other projects when this was the thing that we talked about. Obviously, it's not important to you because you're not losing money. I'm the one losing money.
Do you feel like this project's something on the top of your to-do list, or just something that you just kind of there for you?
To be perfectly honest, it's more like a project. Alright, I'll get it done when I get it done. I got other things to worry about. I got 2 kids who live out of state, and they have their own families, and I'm the only surviving grandfather, so I make a point to go out and see them as much as I can. Travel costs are a lot. Just a plane ticket alone, round trip, is like $400 to $500, even if you book it months in advance. That's a lot of money just to go see your grandkids.
Okay.
And then I gotta buy my grandkids gifts. Gotta make sure they're getting taken care of. One of my kids, he had a drug problem. He's going to AA meetings, but he has relapses here and there. So I try to be there to support him for his kids also, and
His family problems don't have nothing to do with this issue. I don't know why we're.
Did you know anything about any of this?
The family issues, I did
So
know.
if you understand, this is a heavy burden on me.
But this is not important
So
to our
it's
subject, though. Why are we bringing this up?
Because it's a fun. Okay, whatever. Alright.
He's putting his input in. That's all right. I mean,
We're
nothing
here to
wrong with
listen.
it.
I just feel that there's a lot of aggression from him, and even when he tells me his story, I still feel the aggression toward him. I still feel the eyeballs looking at me. The eyeball look.
And then if he's saying that there's some aggression in this situation, do you feel that your behavior's been, unacceptable? Have you been rude or?
Unacceptable. On my property, I seen some stranger working on a fence on my side of the line, and this is justified. This is perfectly rational. Why wouldn't I not act like this? This is nuts.
This is irrational. You're overreacting instead of.
Overreacting is when I come out of my house at 5 in the morning, check to go get the newspaper, and I see some dude, some stranger I never even met before, on my side of the property, working on stuff, bringing his own materials. He's working. That's a surprise to me. Okay, he's on my driveway. Okay, whatever. And then like later on that afternoon, I get a bill from you saying, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be this much to pay this guy for his labor and his materials." Whenever he bought my own materials, and we agreed that I was gonna put in my own work. And then once I try to rectify the situation by taking out that guy's stuff and throwing it off in the street where it belongs, you come in with a lawyer and a restraining order.
Okay, Mrs. Peters, do you understand where he's coming from? If you could put yourself in his shoes, saying, you said you tried to get in contact with him and you couldn't. How?
I would say, yeah, I didn't try hard enough.
Oh, hard enough, yeah, that's right.
But I just was getting sick and tired of him just pushing off this project as something not important to him. Because I do have money I do need the money. I do have my own family and certain things that I need to take care of. I go on to tell my story of my life too, and hopefully get some sympathy from you guys. But at the end of the day, the story is that his aggression is the thing that makes me feel uncomfortable with the neighborhood right now. And it makes it hard for us to live together because of how you can't control how angry you get.
Lady, I've been here for 20 years. 20
And you could be here for another 20 years before you pass away.
Okay, let's not go there, alright? That's just too over the top.
Right.
Mr. Wilson, do you understand the fact that she's losing money because there isn't a fence?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, you do have to kind of see where Miss Peters is coming from and realize that this is something that she needs to get done. It is an important need. And if you have agreed to work with her, I mean, do you see where she's coming from and on her end that she wants to get this done and that you should be helping out?
No, I understand. But so honestly, it's not my problem. That sounds like a personal problem to me.
I honestly think the problem here is that he has aggression, and honestly, I don't feel comfortable, and I'm not going to put down any attorney, or I'm still going to press charges and stuff.
You can go ahead and press charges all you want, honey. That lawyer don't make me don't scare me. Go ahead.
Alright, so
Miss Peters, you have contacted an attorney, and is that what you're trying to tell us?
Yeah, no, I've talked to them. Basically, saying that he's outraged while potentially his behavior, just in general, just as the way he's acted, and mainly with the contractor. I'm ready to file a civil lawsuit against him.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
alright, Mr. Wilson, understanding that she's willing to do that,
And you're not above the law.
understanding that she's willing to get an attorney to...
Well, I understand she's want to get an attorney. She already got the attorney. I got a letter from him last week.
Alright, let's just say that she does follow through to get a, say a temporary restraining order. Do you understand the repercussions that can have?
I understand the repercussions.
Do you want that to happen?
I mean, we understand that you volunteer at the local Christian school. I mean, would a restraining order look good amongst his parents and students? Would you be setting a good example and keep in mind a Christian school? I mean, is that the example you would like to set?
Oh boy.
I am willing only to work to negotiate if it's per the original agreement we had.
Okay.
Is that what
The original agreement
The
was
original
that
agreement was
you
that-
would build a fence.
Yep.
Okay.
I would build the fence. The materials are sitting there in the fence.
How long would you take though?
Well, between jeopardy and getting drunk, apparently. I'm not sure. Let me think about that. Maybe. Maybe just a month.
Just a month, okay?
Maybe just a month.
That's not bad at all.
We're in the middle of February. If he's giving you a month, would the middle of March be
Or
enough
it
time
might,
for you?
might be a little bit longer because it's raining, it's still springtime, the rain's still coming, and
Okay,
alright,
wash it
so-
with concrete. It may take a month and a half, maybe 2 months.
2 months.
I honestly don't have a lot of experience making fences, but I know how to put in some work.
Are you going to be paying for the rent? Well,
Rent?
if this is going to take longer, or that I'm losing the money that I'm losing for the rent?
But you lose out on the fence.
Well, from what we understand from Ms. Peters is that her tenants feel uncomfortable with no fence, and from, your behavior, maybe she's losing money because no one's really wanting to stay in the rooms that she has to offer.
Nice house. I remember the lady who used to live there before you did. She went.
But can you understand that? What am I trying to say?
Can you understand? I keep hearing. Can you understand? Can you understand? I understand. What I don't is I don't care.
Okay, so and what are your needs in this situation? What are you looking to do? Build this fence on your own time and not be not have all
building this fence on my own time is not a problem.
Okay, but you have an issue with the money.
Well, the money's not a problem either. It does put a more financial strain on me to see my family, my grandkids. That's not that big of a problem. I'm not saying I'm not rich or anything, but I'm decently well off, and in a few years I'm gonna retire and get my 401k. So money's not necessarily the issue. The time is the issue with her because she wants me to do it in a certain amount of time, and I just want to work on it as a little project.
Okay.
And then in terms of what was really setting me off the most here is that before we even came to this table, like there was legal hostility was already been taken when she hired that lawyer and threatened the restraining order, which like you mentioned earlier that I teach at a Christian school, and that getting a restraining order on me would look really bad, and that's a part of my life that I really care about. It's important to me, and they've threatened to pretty much discredit me.
Okay.
And that's not something that I am very comfortable with. That's not something I'm gonna stand for, period.
Yeah.
So,
Ms. Peters, how about your needs in this situation? I understand that you want to get this fence put up. Understand that there's some costs that are obviously going to come with it. But do you feel like there's something else, that you really need from it? Maybe his cooperation, maybe his respect, anything like that?
Yeah, I feel that I need him to, what's it called? To control his physical and verbal assault, his aggression towards.
Aggression.
Yeah.
I see aggression.
I think the only reason why he showed some of this aggression is because you kind of started doing all this and he had no knowledge of it. I mean, you said you tried to get in contact with him, kind of calling him, email, like.
I tried to talk to him about it once and I didn't really, I knew he was busy, but I just got tired of waiting for him. I just couldn't keep waiting. Obviously, in my situation, I have people that are grinding me, like my attendants, and I need to replace. I need to have one of these rooms replaced, which I'm having difficulty because there's not a fence to give someone safety and privacy.
Okay.
So in my situation, I'm obviously being grinded toward from the other end. So he has no idea what I'm dealing with when it comes to all this. And so I approach this situation as like, hey, I found a solution for both of us to fix this. We can both be happy at the end of the day.
Okay.
And for some reason, he can't see that.
Can't wrap it. Okay. Do you have? When he says that he needs for you to control your aggression and your anger, do you have? Have you had instances with anger and aggression before this, or do you consider yourself to be pretty level-headed and respectful man?
As the good book says, love thy neighbor as you love thyself. And I've been really trying. But when surprises come out the corners and you don't see them coming and they just hit you, it's just, whoo, you just get a little, frustrated. And
it's called almost like a burglar coming into your house and then you just snap and react.
Yeah.
That's how you felt with this
situation. It was a knee-jerk reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I admit that. It was kind of rude.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of rude. Not as rude as him being on my property and putting a fence up without my permission. This contractor's going to get shot one of these days. Being on my property.
Let's not lead to violence. Okay. We don't want a suit on us.
Okay, well, that's not a suit. He's on my property. He's working on some stuff illegally.
Our mediation people was to report that as soon as he threatens to kill somebody.
Well, this is all confidential. This is what's in this room stays between us. But it would be nice, Mr. Wilson, if you did not make any threats or anything like that. We would appreciate it.
Fine.
So, I mean, with,
Are we done here?
with all this said, I mean, I
No?
think there's still things we need to get out. I mean, the money, I think, is a big issue. I know you guys said that there's not an issue between the money, but from your material, the money you spent on your own materials, you have that money tied up. And now Miss Peters has $3,000. I would assume you guys would split it down the middle, so that would be $1,500 each. Or I mean, how would you guys?
I've already spent $1,500.
Exactly. So how would we try to settle this money situation when trying to finance these fence?
It's a fence.
Obviously, it's difficult for me to afford all that by myself because I don't have I have a missing tenant or a missing spot in my house that needs to be filled with a tenant. So I don't know how I'm supposed to chunk up all this money when he doesn't want to. Honestly, obviously doesn't want it. He has. I mean, if anything, I would pay for half that. To me, I think I should pay for half of what he spent money on, and then the rest should be split in half between both of us.
Okay.
How do you,
And go ahead.
no, so what do you feel about that? Would you be willing to,
With the cost.
with the cost?
No.
You feel like you shouldn't pay for anything?
Well, I already did pay for. That's the problem. Is that I already did pay for everything. I don't even know why we're here. Everything's been paid for. I just gotta put the fence
You
out.
just gotta put the fence
I
up.
gotta put the fence out.
But how long are you gonna take?
How long are you going to take you?
Can you guys find an agreement on how long this could be put up? I mean, you said maybe 2 months. That would put us somewhere in April. Is that okay with you, Ms. Peters? Is 2 months too much time? I mean,
Too much. Definitely, I would prefer it would be a month, because to me, I'm just losing another good piece of my income,
okay,
monthly wise.
okay. So,
Now, say it in this perspective, say your contractor were to do it longer than a month, will that, I mean, you're saying if he were to do it in 2 months, that hurts you, but what if your contractor takes that long too?
The one thing is that at least my contractor will be a professional. Will be professionally done, and I hope that he wouldn't take more than a month. But I would hope to get it done as soon as possible, and it would look nice and presentable for my house to be on the market or my room to be on the market again.
So you think your person could do better quality than what he
Yeah, I don't. This is not something that he has done before.
Okay.
So.
and from what I hear from you, it is a project. You've stated that it is a project for you to build this fence. Would there be any way that you could get this done within her month time frame? Is there any way you think you could do that?
A month.
Mhm.
A month. Next week I'm flying out to Oklahoma to see my grandkids.
Okay.
I'll be gone for a week. I'll be gone for 2 weeks.
Okay, that's 2 weeks out of the month. That's
So
pushing it with what she's
Pushing
asking
it.
for.
Pushing like, well, that plane ticket's already bought 3 months ago.
So then maybe we should get my contractor to start working on it while he's gone, and then he could finish the rest, and then we could just pay for that.
I'll be damned. You can have him working on it, but I ain't paying for shit.
Okay. So if we could keep the language appropriate.
Alright, man. Whatever.
So, do you feel that anything can be done? I mean, he's willing to.
I don't know. If it's
Are you
not
willing
the-
to compromise at all?
No. If it's not the original agreement, I'm down with it.
And you can't compromise with the original agreement.
What the original agreement is, I've come to understand is that I just need him to honestly control his aggression, and the time that he needs, obviously, is not a pace that I can afford. So if anything, it's actually really hot.
Young man.
What's it called? Yeah, no, I think I could try to give him more time, but obviously I'm gonna be losing money in this situation. I just hope that he could keep his promise if we were to try to do this as long as we can.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Do you think that, you say, how often are roommates or potential roommates coming in? I mean, you think maybe if you mention to them that a fence is going to be built, that as long as they know a fence will be built eventually, whether it's, he says 2 months, if one will be eventually built, you think they'll be able to understand that? And
I think they will, but the only thing is the room that I need to get that's included right now, or that needs to be needs attended in it. The room that needs to get filled is being difficult to getting filled because of that privacy issue that they don't feel that they have.
That room's next to that fence.
Yes.
So, okay.
Alright, and
Get blinds. Or just get blinds. I don't see why you just can't get blinds.
Mr. Wilson, she in the first place asked you to build this fence. Do you want to be the only person building this fence? I mean, is it something so important to you that someone else, like a contractor that she's hired, can't build this fence? I mean, do you have to be the one to build it, or would you be okay with getting some additional help?
I mean, if you think about it like this, if you get some additional help, you say you never built a fence before. If you get some additional help, you could, learn something new. I mean, something you didn't know, which could help you.
It's putting up a fence.
Later on in the future.
How hard is it to put up a fence? I've done other jobs, I just haven't put up a fence before in my life.
Okay. But what if, say, since you don't know how to put up a fence and you'll learn, what if you don't put it up correctly and then later down the line you guys have to rebuild it maybe a year from now because it wasn't
man,
built
are you
correctly?
saying, are you questioning my competence?
No,
Putting up a fence?
we're just laying out, I can just say options. Not options, but just say you were to build a fence. I'm not trying to talk about your skill to build a fence. Say you were to build a fence and it were to fall down later on down the line, then, that's just a waste of money that.
And then we're kind of back in the same situation.
Yeah, we don't want to go in circles here.
Yeah. If there's any way we could try to resolve this, I mean, that'd be best. We understand where both of you are coming from. I understand you're upset with her attorney, with her kind of scare tactics of getting an attorney and putting a restraining order on you. But we also understand where she's coming from, saying that she needs this fence done, and it's money to her. It's legal money. She's not doing anything illegal. This is all in good faith. So.
Good faith. Tell that lawyer in his letter, good faith. You tell that lawyer, take that letter and shove it up his ass and a restraining order.
Refrain from the language. So, we're just trying to help you out. You said that, you have kids, you care about.
Before we even sat down at this table, she already sicked her lawyer dog on me. Writing me these letters, giving me these calls, threatening me. I ain't scared of him. We go to court. We go to the cleaners. I don't care.
If you do go to the cleaners, then you understand that what's going to happen, and for the outcome.
I mean, this could get pretty pretty ugly for you. Things keep going in the direction they are if you keep being inappropriate and not cooperative with this.
Yeah, man, this is a waste of my damn time. I could be watching Jeopardy right now.
So, do you want a temporary restraining order on you?
It's not gonna happen.
Okay.
Why do you think it's not gonna happen?
I don't know.
I'm looking out for your interests. I'm looking out for your interests and, your well-being and your well-being. But, with you, a temporary restraining order will look bad because, of course, like you said, with the Christian school, you're not.
I could almost guarantee that if they find out the restraining order has been placed upon you, that I don't know if you'll be able to volunteer there anymore.
Is that a threat?
I from what cases I've seen before, I think it might be kind of hard. I just want to run that by you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
She knows like this. He says it's not gonna be it's highly unlikely that a restraining order will not be successful. But I'm here because the lawyer threatened me. If you don't want to go to mediation, then we'll take it to court. So I'm here.
Okay.
And what I want to do is just finish the original agreement. We get out of here. I go work on that fence.
And
I can't guarantee a time frame, but it will be up.
Okay. Miss, do you have any final comments, Miss Peter, before we wrap up here?
Pretty much, yeah. I'm down to try I'm okay with the idea of trying this, going back to the original plan. But if there's a certain period where it's done, then what's it called? There will be police and there will be the contractor doing his work there.
Police.
To make sure that the contractor will be able to finish
On
work.
my property.
Yeah, we'll take it to that part of the court where we have to. But for now, we'll
I
try.
see you try.
If anything, what we'll do is we'll try to make it
we
work.
don't want any threats here.
Come do
That's
it.
probably the second one you
Come do it.
made, and
We'll make it work. We'll make it work.
So with her points made, are there any final points you'd like to make in this session?
I want to go home. My show's on in like 15 minutes. Are you done?
so you okay.
Alright.
Are you done? Are we done here? I gotta take a shit too.
Alright, well, what's the language again? Alright, are we good? 35 minutes.
We'll close this on.
Yeah,
Alright, we gotta keep it on for reflection.
It's hard being a mediator.
Yeah, man, I was like, oh,
Yeah, the instructions
I'm
like.
sorry, I threw some random things in there.
Yeah, no, that's what you're supposed to do.
I was like, wait.
So how do you guys
Wait,
feel?
Christian people can, I mean, anyone, it doesn't matter what religion, they'll still be drunkies.
Yeah.
I was like,
Since
Yeah.
now that you guys were the people, how did you feel about it?
Yeah, that shit was funny, dude.
To be honest with you, I think it'll be a lot easier if we like didn't know. Like if say it was like two friends and we didn't really know. Like, so this is so scripted. Like you already know what's coming, kind of.
Well, I mean, like the whole idea, like I mean, when we're looking at the end of it, and now that like there is like more of an idea of how my mentality is, what I want it to end. I mean, the only thing is I'm looking at it as a character as who's someone very uncomfortable and who's in fear, who is basically has fear against you for your aggression. I don't know. I mean, like what I was thinking in my head is like, how am I gonna work with this guy? He doesn't take this seriously.
Yeah.
Like, I've already crossed the line with him. He feels so disrespected. I have nothing to throw at him. Obviously, we have nothing to do with each other anymore. Like, I don't think we're gonna contact or have any type of good relationship after this. It's gonna be very awkward and uncomfortable.
Yeah, because at this point, this guy, this character, he gives no shits. Like he's just like, I'm only here because I have to be here. And I think this whole leads to the whole voluntariness thing where it's like.
Well, he's only there because he really cares about the church thing.
Yeah, that's the only part. So he's here to just do the
cover his end,
like the minimal part. He's not willing to actually come to the table and really negotiate or communicate. He's just here because his presence he feels is enough to, abstain from the thing.
I think it was cool how we had two different Mr. Wilsons. I mean, you did a good job with kind of trying to explain your end of the story and trying to give your perspective, and then you were just like.
I feel like he played the part a lot more like.
Well, you're just hard nosed, like zero care in the world. Like I don't want to be here. So I think it was cool that we got two different sides of Mr. Wilson.
Because it says like, okay.
And you made it like how impossible it could be to negotiate with someone.
Yeah.
Consequently, you find yourself in a mediation that you have no desire to be in, just so you can say you participated. However, unless she honors your original agreement, which she broke, you're not really there to negotiate.
Yeah.
As you sit in the room, hostility should be evident. So I was like, okay, I can do that.
I wish I wish these characters came up with an agreement of an idea. Obviously, it was more of a friendly, like, hey, who cares, we'll do it, kind of situation. But then I don't know why, but maybe, obviously the story doesn't fill its in right here anymore as much, but it doesn't say, like, hey, like, what's it called? She actually made any effort to fucking try to, like, hey, like, let's make this work because I'm losing money. Because in my head, I'm thinking, like, obviously this character has a reason for this pace. And, like, that's why the whole, me throwing my 2 cents of me having an empty room, which couldn't be filled up, is because of that thing. Because as a tenant, I could see, like, hey, dude, I feel super uncomfortable. Like, I can't go sit in my backyard because I got a neighbor next door who could totally just eyeball me and stuff. And, like, that whole scenario, like, it was obviously, and like you throwing stuff
when you
around.
throw the drunk part, I was like,
I was like straight naked up in his chair.
I was like, there has to be a reason why she did not go fucking talk to him. Obviously, he like, he's not easy to come talk to.
That's the beauty of this, like throwing it, filling the gaps. That's just so funny.
I was like, okay.
Never watching Jeopardy. I was like, what? How you
I
know
was just like picturing. I was like, what the fuck would he be doing? Like right now, like he'd be drunk, but what would he be doing drunk? I'm like, I don't like. Should I say he has friends?
He's 60
should I say
years
he's
old.
friends? Should I say he's like fucking just? I don't even know how drunk is it. I was like, I just picture a dude just sitting and watching.
Well, then when you whipped out, like, why don't you just get blinds? I was like, damn it, that's a solution.
I know, right?
Like, oh my gosh, shit. Like, I don't want to play off of this.
No, see, the blinds part was good, but then I was thinking in my head, like, okay, the blinds covers that situation. But the backyard, I didn't throw this in. I should have said throw this in, but like, dude, I can't walk in my own backyard. Like, I can't go. What's it called? If I'm like fucking 18-year-old girl who's like fucking wants a suntan, I can't do that because I have this older dude right next door. Fucking
Buck ass niggas watching Jeopardy.
This is old dude next door. They're just staring at me. I'm like, I don't want to fucking. I don't care.
Get some blinds.
That was a good line. Get some blinds. It's like,
blinds,
that's a solution right there. But yeah. That's right.
No,
We
I
can
was
fight off
thinking
next
that.
time.
That was a good one.
I was thinking like I'm a pissed off 60-year-old black man. What kind of shit would I say?
I know,
I was just thinking, like, why didn't I'm just really upset with my character. I was frustrated. I couldn't figure out, thinking in my head, like, why the hell did I not communicate well with you? Why did I just proceed without? Obviously, I thought it was a great deal. I jumped on it. That sounds like a good
Yeah.
idea of like, why I got
Like, why
excited.
do you
Jumped
not
on.
like knock on the
But like, hey, look, I got this great deal. Let's do it. You're down? Yeah. Okay. Let me go back and call my contractor. And let me tell him, yeah, this totally works.
We
But
have
no.
this here as affiliates.
But that didn't work. I was like,
Yeah.
there has to be some gap. There has to be a reason why I didn't fucking want to like excitedly tell you, dude, I just got a great deal. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys did a good job of being okay. Hostility.
Yeah,
you know,
patching it.
and then like being respectful.
Yeah.
And like let's
Trying to control your anger.
I was just like, are we done?
I was thinking about the last class when he was talking about like how people like threatening to throw fans out there. And how where you guys take that next.
Yeah, when he said like I threatened him, I was like, wait, is it confidential? I was like, yeah, it's confidential.
I was like, you go on my property, go get shot.
I was like, wait a second, he just said shot though. I was like, wait. I was like, you guys, I was like, wait, hold on. Like this is kind of scenario. I was like, maybe I can throw you guys. I was like, I wonder if there's anything you guys knew. I don't know if you guys, we all knew what was up exactly.
Yeah, because like there's nothing in the evidence code that says you, or no rules in the evidence code, right?
Well, you
Something
said
about
he's
that.
gonna shoot the contractor though. You said specifically who you're gonna do, and you said you're gonna shoot.
He's gonna get shot.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
on my. Oh, we got the cops. Like, that's my property.
Yeah.
He's on my property,
Yeah.
doing shit that I don't want him to do.
Yeah.
That's illegal. That's working.
Well,
on
obviously,
my-
it depends on what country, or not country, what state we're in.
Yeah,
But
if it was
you-
a red
but
state,
you have
I'd
all
be
right.
like,
You
yeah,
have-
shit.
Texas, you could shoot him.
Yeah,
If you was in
have,
Texas.
you'd have all rights to shoot.
Yeah.
I shoot that motherfucking dad.
And there's and even if you guys heard the confidential thing, that wouldn't be like him going out of his way outside of his circle
Mm-hmm.
to what's it
I
called?
got shot
Have you
in
guys
my
all seen the
front.
South Park episode? Sorry.
No, I haven't seen
Yeah.
that.
You guys watch? I don't know.
Shooting from my front porch. That'd be legal. Like, he's like, in Texas. He's like, oh, he's on my property.
Yeah.
I own this land.
Yeah.
He's working on it. I walked out my door and I pointed and I shot him.
Yeah, because this doesn't say where we're at. No, it
I
doesn't.
know.
It doesn't. That's why I should give him more detail because then I can work off that.
Yeah.
I should have made up something like, oh yeah, here in the great state of Texas, and like, yo, you go on my property, you'll get shot.
Yeah, if you said that, then
And I'd be
obviously
like, ah, fuck.
that's probably something you should have said during
Yeah.
that mediation when I
The
did.
great state of Texas. And I'm like, oh, sure, in Texas, you guys on my property. And my contractor's on this guy's property, he's gonna get shot.
Yeah.
That
For sure.
I think overall it was pretty successful, man.
was fun.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, that one worked out.
It was
I just
funny.
really wanted to. I was trying to think. I was stuck in my head. That's why most time I was maybe.
Yeah, I think next time we could like kind of map out a story that we,
Yeah.
we could all go
Or at
along
least,
with.
or yeah. Once we read our paper, we should get our own notes like you did,
Yeah.
which was really good. And honestly, just map off the ideas and branch off different ideas of what certain things could lead to other things, and try to figure out what he could say.
Yeah.
Before he said, I honestly, with this kind of situation, I wish there was 2 mediation stories so that they would be new to us.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah.
wouldn't work on some new one.
Uh-huh.
You'd be able to build off some
Yeah,
some crazy new.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true, but like I like how like we can take different perspectives even though it's the same story.
We could. I mean, we upgrade. Yeah,
Because
that's
like
what I did.
he was different and I was different. We played the
Mhm.
same character in different ways.
Yeah.
Like what I got from this was because he was like a little bit more talkative. He was like more civil.
Mhm.
But from what I gathered, it was like, this guy gives no shits. He doesn't
Yeah.
want to be here. He's not gonna budge an inch.
Mhm.
Well, no,
And he's- and
every
it's-
time I got an agreement on the other one, though, I remember
Yeah.
you, and then for some reason you didn't agree with it. We can't agree with it.
It had to
And
do
then
with my
I was
age.
like- I was like, wait, is it the timer or something that's keeping us going? I was like,
No, it's
I was like,
like-
he just like switched on
Because
us. And I was
in
like,
the
ah.
instructions, and the instructor says, "Don't give an inch."
Yeah,
And
I
that's
read
how-
out. Oh,
Okay,
crap.
okay, good. No, that's good.
Yeah.
So he was
Well,
like,
that kept it long.
yeah, you know what? Nah. And then I
Yeah.
was like, okay, oh, this guy's stubborn as a fucking asshole. This guy's an asshole.
Mhm.
Or, I mean, understandably an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, no,
Yeah.
get some blinds.
It's like, all right, yeah, I'll be willing to do that. Oh wait, no, I don't want to do that. Sorry, I got something wrong with me.
I'm old.
Yeah, I got that. My age, my memory's gone.
My memory's going. I don't want to do that. I know it's funny because like everyone was saying like all these good ideas. Like, what do we do? And in my head I was like, I would be down with that if it was me.
Yeah.
But I'm 60 years old. No.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, the age is probably the cranky old man.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Well, you have to remember, says he's affluent, which means he's rich, he's educated. No, he's not necessarily rich, but he has money and he's educated.
Yeah.
He's 60 years old, so it's safe to assume that he's gone through all the hoops. So
Mm-hmm.
having a lawyer get sicked on him, he probably wouldn't. I wouldn't take that kindly either.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what do you take me for? This
Really
lawyer-
though, I know, right?
Yeah, it's like, what do you take me for? This lawyers ain't gonna scare me.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm affluent, I'm rich, I got money, I'm
Mhm.
educated. You send a lawyer after me, I'll fight this on my own. I don't need to hire my own lawyer.
For real though.
Like, nah. I don't take that shit. Take this disrespect. Fuck out of here with that shit. Sorry about the cussing.
It's hard being a mediator.
I wonder, that's what we have to go through all the time.
I know, right, dude?
We're Santa Claus. This guy stopping Santa Claus.
Because back when I was a conflict manager, like, it was so much easier because, like, we didn't really know their story too much, and we were able to, like, we weren't able to say what we wanted, but it was similar, like, to this. Like, we'll offer solutions and ask them, like, how they failed and if they were willing to do this and that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, this seems like it's a little different from that.
Yeah, because goals are different.
Yeah. This one's like a lot more like professional. Back then it was just like, kind of not a joke, but you still wanted them to come to like an agreement, but since this is like more professional and kind of like better or more.
Okay, you want these toys?
Yeah, I know, right?
How about you play with these toys for this much time, and then you can play with it for this much time.
So.
Okay.
Alright, well, I think this one we're good.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Okay, touch screen.